All right, there we go. Welcome, everyone. This is Andrew Hill from St. Philip's College in San Antonio, Texas. And during graduation season, every May and every December, the philosophy faculty for the last 8 or 9 years has tried to recognize the outstanding teaching excellence of our faculty, and then also the amazing contribution of our students. So we began this by starting with just students and faculty back in 2013. Let me turn on our share screen here so you can follow along. But beginning 9 years ago, we started an annual awards ceremony. And it turns out, let me see if I can make this go here. There we go. And that first group, we formed the Philosophy Club in 2013. So next year, we'll be having our 10-year anniversary and the 50-year anniversary of teaching philosophy at St. Philip's College. And so we, from the Philosophy Club, we then organized an ethics bowl. And our philosophy faculty started to organize teams to compete in the regional and national bowl. That's been a great project for us. We've taken the Philosophy Club out on field trips. We've done a number of interesting field trips over the years. And then, of course, 2 years ago, beginning in March of 2020, we had to learn how to become experts in Zoom and continue the Philosophy Club with a lecture series we did online, and began to interview outside experts to bring their expertise to us during this age of COVID-19. But we've also have been active internally within the college with a quality enhancement plan. That the full-time faculty that teach ethics have been involved with that program, which was about ethical decision-making across the curriculum and throughout the college. And so we've been involved with that program for the last 5 years. And then a new effort began during the last academic year. This is year 2 of the Intercollegiate Civil Disagreement Partnership. And that's been a unique, exciting program for some of our students and for the faculty, and we'll hear more about that later. But these are some of the things that we've been doing as a faculty for the last 9 years, including, of course, the awards ceremony, which we'd like to begin with. We try to get in and out pretty quickly normally. But we want to begin with the students. And for the Outstanding Student Award, again, these are for the fall, December 2021. The award ceremony is running a little late this year, but I'm going to turn this over to Marie Feldmeyer. So Dr. Feldmeyer.
Hello, welcome. It's wonderful to see everybody here today. And thank you for being with us to celebrate our award recipients. So our Outstanding Student Award for this year goes to our Ethics Bowl team. And we've had quite an adventure with the Ethics Bowl. Due to the pandemic, the Ethics Bowl has had to shift. And it used to all take place in person, but in this year and the year before, we had to shift to a kind of online ethics bowl, and that has been somewhat challenging, but our students rose to the occasion. We had just an outstanding team, and we are so proud of them. They made an effort to study a variety of case studies and make videos and meet with one another, you know, during breaks at work, and they worked hard to coordinate their time so that we could compete, and they just went above and beyond. And so we want to recognize them for that effort and just applaud them for their excellent work in ethics and for their efforts. As I mentioned, they really went above and beyond in creating the videos and coordinating on the case studies. And so we want to applaud their success. So the recipients of the award are Brandon Cervantes, Richard Garcia, Michael Luna, and Manny Walker. And We are so proud of you and so grateful for all the work you put in representing St. Philip's College in the 2021 Ethics Bowl. So thank you very much for all that you've done. And we are so, so proud of you and we applaud you. So thank you.
All right, we actually did hear from two of them who are in class right now, and at least another one who's at work, so they weren't able to join us, but they did do an outstanding job. And really, in all honesty, Charlie Langston was the coach who poured so much time and effort into having them compete this year and last. It was, like I said, it was a difficult thing to do when they switched it onto line. But speaking of Charlie Langston, who was their coach this year, I'd like to turn it over to Charlie to present the Teaching Excellence Award. Charlie.
Okay, sorry about that. Two years on Zoom and I still struggle to find the unmute button. I would like to add to that, to the last award, that it's only fitting that the students were unable to attend because they had so many other obligations today, because that's that was my experience with them with the Ethics Bowl, was that though they had so many competing obligations, they still bent over backwards to prepare and compete for the Ethics Bowl. But moving on from that, I would like to award the Teaching Excellence Award. And this is an award that is also given out annually. And it often goes to, historically it's gone to philosophy faculty members who have displayed excellence through their instruction in some significant way. This year, we have decided to award the Teaching Excellence Award to the entire teaching body and faculty body for the Intercollegiate Civil Disagreement Partnership. And I'd like to say a couple of different things about the ICDP real fast. So the ICDP, the Intercollegiate Civil Disagreement Partnership, is a partnership through Harvard College. It's a consortium of 5 different colleges across the United States. And each college has about 8 fellows, student fellows, that represent their college. And the aim of this partnership is to reduce polarization, especially through discourse. And it's intended to teach students how to connect across political differences. The students train in facilitation, they engage in deliberate conversations, and they interact with speakers from different sectors throughout the country. And like all things over the past couple of years, it had to adapt, and we conducted all the trainings over Zoom. We hope that in the future, there will be opportunities for these fellows to meet in person on different campuses across the United States and actually talk face to face like we were used to doing a couple of years ago. This award, and I am probably going to mispronounce some of these names. I apologize. I practiced beforehand, but I can only, I'm imperfect. So for the 2021 Teaching Excellence Award for Philosophy, we would like to award to Alicia Banerjee, Michael Burrows, Colin Anthony Chin, Maya Holden Cohen, Jacob Jacob Fay, Dr. Feldmeyer, Ryan Fergan, Professor Andrew Hill, Callie McCullough, Jess Miner, Ann Newman, Nate Olson, and Ann Tebow. So we congratulate all of you, and we thank you for all of your hard work this past year with the ICDP Fellowship.
All right. Thank you, Charlie. I appreciate that. And valiant effort on those names there for our colleagues across the country. And again, that has been a fabulous program and a good experience for our 8 student fellows this year. The next award, hold on a second, is the Fulbright Award. And it turns out that the St. Philip's College philosophy faculty has been deeply involved in bringing to our campus Fulbright scholars from the Corrymeela community in Northern Ireland. And we've taken our students there to Corrymeela, and we've also had a chance to have their scholars come and visit us and contribute to our academic community here, and to not just to teach our students and provide professional development for our faculty, they really have a major impact on our community. They have gone throughout the greater San Antonio area and spoken at grade schools and high schools and other colleges and universities. They just have had a tremendous impact. As I mentioned, we had the opportunity to go back and forth in this relationship. Starting almost 10 years ago, we had some grants to bring over Patrick Atuma, to bring over Matt Scrimger and Aaron Gordon to a summer workshop that we did here on peace and conflict studies. We had a chance to take our students there, as I mentioned, in a study abroad program. Again, right there, you can see Richard and Yvonne Naylor, who were teaching our students, again, with Derek Wilson that summer in 2015. And then the following year, 2016, Richard and Yvonne joined us here in San Antonio as Fulbright scholars. And again, had a marvelous experience. It was a deep, rich, meaningful, very impactful experience. And they resonate on their presence, still has lasting impacts. And that was also true when Derek and Dot were able to join us for the 2019-2020 academic year. And again, it was the same thing. It was more than just teaching a course. It was interaction across the campus and throughout the community. Unfortunately, theirs was actually cut short a little bit by COVID-19. But the time they here was extraordinarily memorable. And not only was Derek again out and about to the San Antonio Peace Center, you can see here, to Schreiner College, meeting with other Fulbright scholars. And that's him sitting at his desk working on Nurturing Hope, which we're happy to say that we're going to be able to come and see the fruits of all of that labor he did when he was working on it here in San Antonio, now that he's going to be presenting it this summer in July back at the Corrymeela Center. And it has been an extraordinarily productive relationship. We're glad that it's going to continue on into the future. And I do want to take a moment. We're blessed to have Alex with us today, and the leader of the Corrymeela community. And Alex, I'm hoping you could say, I know that we've got Richard and Yvonne here, we've got Derek here, but Alex, would you say just a few words about Corrymeela and your work there that you've been able to share with us?
I try to, and we appreciate the opportunity and the great honor of recognizing the Corrymeela community. And the fact that you have the Naylors and the Wilsons there means that in many ways you've had really the heart of Corrymeela with you in San Antonio. Corrymeela exists to help all of us to learn how to live with difference and not to live indifferently in each other's presence, to actually be in relationship with people so that we can get beyond the stereotypes that we assign to groups and actually learn that we can translate, transform the discomfort, the fear we may have of the other into real curiosity and genuine connection. And the fact that you at St. Philip's have invited folks like the Naylors and the Wilsons over means that we get to count you as part of our community, and we are enriched and changed by that community that is created when we actually get into relationships with each other. We have been working since the mid-60s and even before that in trying to apply the Christian faith to what we think is at the heart of the gospel, which is reconciliation, which has meant for a long time the divisions of Catholics and Protestants in Northern Ireland. but today can mean any of the manifestations that are dividing the world into us and them, rather than finding a better kind of we together. And so I'm really pleased to be able to be here to celebrate what the Wilsons and the Naylors have brought to you, but also what you have created with us through this relationship. So thanks so much for this.
Alex, thank you for that. I really appreciate it. We one of the things that we did to support the Fulbrights coming over from Corrymeela was to work actively with the San Antonio chapter of the Fulbright Association. And Trey Gwynn, who's a professor at the University of the Incarnate Word, it was also very helpful with those programs. He's asked me, he and I have talked about both trying to take students to the Nurturing Hope program this summer, but then also we're going to be putting on again, a workshop like we did in 2013. We'll be doing it again the following summer in 2023. And we hope to be able to have some expertise from Corrymeela come this way for that event as well. But I'm glad that we could recognize Corrymeela as a partner. It turns out this is the first time that we've actually recognized an organization rather than an individual with any of the awards we've done over the last 9 years. But we just decided it was appropriate given our now longstanding partnership. So thank you. And in terms of a transition, I mentioned that we've taken our students to Corrymeela. One of the faculty members for that study abroad program was Irene Young. And I'm going to ask Charlie Langston to come back on and to present our next award. Charlie, could you help with that?
Yes, I would love to. So our next recipient is Dr. Irene Young, and I took notes as much as I could to include all of her activities. But as you'll see in the PowerPoint, she has so many various international activities that I'm bound to miss something important. So listen to what I'm saying, but also pay attention to the PowerPoint as I'm assuming Andy is moving through it, because I will undoubtedly miss something. But Dr. Irene Young, we would like to award with the International Education Award. And for an idea of some of her activities, she was awarded, I believe in 2020, she received the Alamo College's award for her outstanding efforts on international education for efforts toward global learning engagements. She has worked with various Fulbright scholars, and she led at least one study abroad program to Northern Ireland. In fact, I believe it was with Corrymeela to kind of piggyback off the last award. And she has also worked locally at St. Philip's College at developing and delivering professional development programs on teaching other faculty members on how to internationalize their courses. And I believe recently, as of this academic year, she was named as an International Faculty Fellow for Curriculum Internationalization for the Alamo Colleges. And Professor Hill, Dr. Feldmeyer, I know that I'm missing at least one or two of her accomplishments. Can you guys think of anything else that would be added to that list?
No, you're right. The problem is it's such a long list because she's been so active and involved, especially on international curriculization of our campus for the last few years. That it's
awards thing, the International Education Award, Corrymeela didn't serve.
Yeah. It's hard to keep up.
It's in the something of America.
And Irene, is Irene with us now? Have you joined us, Irene?
I don't see her here.
Okay, she might be in class. The last time I talked to her, she was trying to sort out being able to join us, but of course, she is going to always put her students first. However, I assure you, wherever she is, she's serving the needs of our students and our academic community. But as you can see, just from the slides and from Charlie's comments, it's well deserved. So, so congratulations to Irene Young for the International Education Award. The last award we're going to be giving out is the Amicus Award, the friend of the philosophy department. I'm going to turn that over to Marie Feldmeyer. Marie, take it away.
All right, so the 2021 Amicus Award goes to George Johnson, Interim Vice President George Johnson, and he has been an incredible friend to the discipline of philosophy over the years. So George is actually a huge asset to St. Philip's College as a whole. He has served in a variety of leadership positions, including his work as a professor of mathematics, a department chair, the dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, the role of interim vice president for academic success, and his current role, the interim vice president for college services. In 2017, George received the NYSOD Teaching Excellence Award. This is a national honor from the College of Education at the University of Texas at Austin. And he is just an amazing professor and administrator. St. Philip's College has benefited enormously for all he has done over the years to support the life and success of our college. In addition to his work at St. Philip's College, George has consistently gone above and beyond in supporting the discipline of philosophy. So during Andy's first year at St. Philip's College, the 2013-2014 academic year, I was actually also present as and George Johnson was the chair of our department, the Department of Social and Behavioral Sciences. And it was clear from the start that George was a friend to philosophy. On many occasions, he would talk with us about philosophical questions, showing interest in our discipline and its impact on our students. I remember being really surprised and delighted when he would just strike up conversations with me about philosophical topics. You know, he would do a teaching observation and then say, you know, what about this that you said in class? You know, I thought, wow, he's really interested in these philosophical questions. Sometimes he and I have had long discussions, and Andy as well, and Charlie on you know, various philosophical questions, especially as they relate to student well-being. So that has been such a pleasure. And incidentally, when Andy and I began the philosophy club, George was very supportive. He just went out of his way repeatedly to express his enthusiasm and approval explicitly. And one thing that he did that we were that was an illustration of this support was to come to our events. For instance, we had a dinner and special lecture event for the philosophy club, and all of this took place in the evening, you know, outside of business hours. And George was present for that event and helped to make it a really major success. So George has continued to support the discipline of philosophy as he has held a variety of leadership positions, positions as chair, dean, interim vice president for academic success, at present, interim vice president for college services. And he continues to support the philosophy club in all its endeavors, as well as the intercollegiate civil disagreement partnership. Month after month, year after year. And he incidentally supports other related activities as well. For instance, I helped to coordinate a lecture series, the Stream Lecture and Performing Arts series. And George has provided, at this point, dozens of signatures and communicated with us as we facilitate that series. And that series is very closely tied to the discipline of philosophy. So we're just so grateful for all that he's done, for all of the ways in which he supports our discipline and our college, for all of the ways in which he contributes to the flourishing of our students and the college as a whole. So applause to George.
Thank you, George. That's right. And as Marie mentioned, George was there for that very first dinner in 2013. And I mentioned that next year will be the 10-year anniversary of the Philosophy Club. We're going to have a dinner, save the date. It's also the 50th anniversary of the first teaching of ethics and logic at St. Philip's College by Connie Economy. That's her little photo there above the champagne. So we'll be celebrating that 50-year anniversary next year on October 13th, 2023. Never too soon to start putting that date in your calendar. Anyway, thank you for joining us today, especially for our friends zooming in from Northern Ireland. Thank you for staying up late and participating in the award ceremony today. And thanks to everybody that supports the faculty in terms of not just teaching philosophy, but all of our efforts to serve our students at St. Philip's College. Thank you for coming today. We're going to actually, again, given COVID-19, we'll be mailing out the awards to you. So we'll have to drop those things in the mail to you, but they'll be on the way now. So we'll get them out to you. But thanks for coming and joining us today. That's it for today. We're going to wrap it up. But thanks for coming. And again, we appreciate your time and your efforts to support St. Philip's College. Thank you. All right, I'm going to